Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is all about how to help you measure your team's profitability. I know this is a big sore point for a lot of agency owners, especially as you start to expand out your team. You've got some people that are managing clients, other people that aren't managing clients. What amount of money that you should be making back from those guys that you're paying every fortnight or monthly to. And what I want to do today is kind of put pen to paper on how we manage 11 to 12 staff and ensure that, as we're growing, what we look out for in terms of revenue, how we do hire, and then we don't dig into our bank accounts when we do bring a new person on. And this is a hack that is something that I've been using in my marketing agency for like 4+ years. When I found out about it, it was like, oh my goodness, this is just going to change my whole damn life. And it's something that my leaders in my agency now always refer to, and whenever they need to discuss with me hiring somebody, it's the first thing that we look at. So let's jump into it. I've just made this super quick on Canva. You can just draw this out on a piece of paper, but what we've got here is we're going to talk about utilization rates. Utilization rates is like an accounting term. It's really just a fancy word for measuring out your team's capacity. So if you've ever been in a position where your team is telling you that they're busy and they've got a ton of clients or whatever, but when you look at your business's like gross and then net margin, so like how much money after everything you're making, it's super, super low. If you're ever feeling like that, what we will go straight to is our utilization rates. Okay, so utilization rates are measured against your revenue generating roles. Okay, so what that basically means is, in our agency, or maybe in your agency, you might have a digital strategist, a creative strategist, somebody that is delivering the work. So whatever the client is paying you to do, this staff member is delivering it. Okay. Now you have non-revenue generating roles in your business, such as like admin, internal marketers. You might have a leader who's not really managing accounts, but is important to have within the business. And you want to distinguish between these two. But typically, as you're building, your agency, you get into 10, 20, 50K months, you want to kind of be more weighted towards the revenue generating roles, because these are the guys, the more you get them and the more kind of well structured that is and just repeatable that is to get more guys in, then more clients for the new guy to manage, the more money you're going to be making, and the less dead weight as well you're going to be carrying alongside with you. So what we look to do in the most simplistic form is, what we're going to do is we would hire, back in the day, a digital strategist. So a digital strategist would be somebody in our agency that would manage someone's like Meta and Google ads, and they would also correspond with the client. I know a lot of agencies out there, they do the account manager in the middle of the client, and the client corresponds to the account manager. The account manager doesn't really know anything, and then they have to go talk to the digital strategist. DigiStrat gives the answers, passes to the account. We cut all that stuff out. It's really, really bad, and it's an extra wage that you got to pay for. Okay, so we kind of have it just all going through, and then we just train up our DigiStrats on how to do that role essentially. Okay, so digital strategist. What we're going to say in a digital strategist role is that they're managing or need to manage 8 accounts. Okay, so you've got here, what I'm going to write is client #1, client #2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the reason why we do 8 is because it's a lot of work managing accounts, and it's a lot of work doing correspondence with clients. So anything more than that would put them over the edge. Definitely when I was building my agency, I was probably managing 14, 15 different accounts, but I'm the director. I was doing 12 to 16 hour days, so it didn't really matter. I could do whatever, okay? And so back to this example, digital strategist, my goal is target-wise, I'd be setting 8 accounts on them, okay? So that's awesome, okay, 8 accounts. Now let's say that we need to also set what we call in the agency mentor and in our agency an ACV. Okay, so an ACV is an average client value. So let's say that an average client value that we would want this digital strategist to be managing, their retainer is about $2,500. Okay, all the way down. So let's go 8 multiplied by 2,500. That's going to give us a $20,000 $20,000 portfolio. Okay, so this individual is managing $20,000 worth of agency work, which is fantastic. Okay, we've trained them up, we're giving them 8 clients. Yes, we definitely do have managers that come in and help the DigiStrat manage the 8 clients and ensure that they're hitting good results, and maybe coming in with monthly or quarterlies with the clients. Again, that's another talking point. But this is really good for us, okay? And typically, like, let's just say if I was to break it down into super simple math, the rev that we're achieving is 20K. The gross costs, so like their wage, let's just say again 5K. I'm not saying that we pay our guys, all my big heads in the way, I'm not saying that we pay our guys 5K, I'm just saying that, like, hypothetically, for the sake of this example, 5K, that's going to leave us with 15K profit. And if we do 15,000 divided by 20,000, that's going to give us a 75% gross profit margin. Okay, awesome. So why is it important to calculate that? Well, what we typically try to aim for with our staff is a revenue generating staff, to be specific, is a 70 to 80% gross profit margin. Okay, now why would we do that when typically, like, business standard gross margin might be like, I don't know, 50 to 60% gross margin? The reason why is because we're going to account for some of the non-revenue generating roles, such as admin, such as your leaders, that when we look at the whole business overview, like your P&L, that these revenue generating roles have to kind of make up the slack, if you will, for those guys that are bringing down the profits of the business because they're not managing any, like, revenue client-wise. Okay, so we'll typically add, we'll try and aim for 70 to 80% gross margin for these guys. Okay, fantastic. And gross, by the way, is just without operating expenses like rent, electricity, all that other stuff you run through your business. So this is, when I say gross, it's just revenue, take away your costs of sales, which is your wages, contracting fees, all that kind of stuff, merchant fees. So yeah, cool. All right, so that's our target. Let's just say that we've got our target here, 8 clients at 20K. And what I would typically do if you're in this situation right now is map this out. Okay, so if you have a digital strategist, you want them just offering one main service, which for us it was paid media ads. They're going to be managing 8 clients at 2.5K each, 20,000 portfolio. That's fantastic. We want all of our clients to be on that one package. We want our digital strategist trained up to manage those 8 accounts. And then once we have that idea of what we want that digital strategist to be at, number 1, we need to get them up to that rate. And number 2, we need to rinse and repeat this, okay? We don't need to go out and do all this fancy work and then go hire an email expert and then let's also get a branding expert in and let's do some video editing and do it. No. All right, we're making 20 grand. Let's go get 5 more digital strategists. Let's get $100,000 a month coming into our agency. Like that would be great, right? And I think that's where a lot of agencies kind of get a little bit confused. We found this was our main thing, and we just like doubled, tripled, 10x down on this thing, and just did the simple activities that just scaled up our business. Okay, so we just, we found our cash cow, which was a $2,500 service, and later on we evolved and did all the other fancy stuff. But this is the main stuff that you want to focus on. Cool. All right, I'll digress. So what's on this left side? Well, because we know where our target is, what we actually need to do is go to this left side and say, okay, cool. Well, how many clients is my digital strategist managing, or how many am I managing right now that eventually a digital strategist later on down the line would want to manage? Well, let's just say that we've got over on this left side, our actuals is we've got client 1, okay, client #2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got 5 clients, not 8. Okay, and what's the average retainer? So we've got, well, this person's on 2.5K. This guy might be on 2. This guy's on 1.8. This was a legacy client that we haven't been able to get rid of yet, and they're on 1,400. And this client is, well, this is a new package we brought out. Maybe it's 3K, I don't know. So then if we do the math, right? So 2,500 plus 2,000 plus 1,800 plus 1,400 plus 3,000 is 10.7K. Okay, cool. So a couple of things it's obviously showing us. The first thing is that my handwriting sucks, so I really hope you can read this. But the first real thing it's showing us is that, okay, we're about halfway through our utilization rate, okay? And why is that important to calculate? Well, if we've said that, this is our goal in our agency, but we maybe have a team and our digital strategist is saying to us, well, I'm overloaded with work. Well, we'd be like, well, what are you overloaded with work for? Because you've got 3 less clients than you should, and majority of those guys are on super low retainers, which is your problem, but you're responsible for fixing that. But that you should be able to easily service 5. You're at a low utilization rate. Okay, so that's one thing that it's highlighting to me. You could also have this individual saying, every time we get up to a profitable point, you seem to be losing clients. So this person could highlight to you that they can't retain clients. Every time we get them up to 8, they get down to back down to 5 or 6. Okay, so maybe that's a problematic staff member that you might have. Maybe it could simply say to you, okay, well, look, we might need to adjust some of our processes, or look at what it is exactly you're doing when you are offering delivery to these clients, because you should easily be able to manage 5, because we want to aim to get you up to 8. But if you're telling us that it's too difficult, then let's have a look at what it is exactly you're doing, day to day. And the third kind of other thing is that you might simply just say, okay, cool, we just need to get 3 more clients up. And the second I get to 3 more clients added and I get up to 8, the next thing I'll probably want to do is maybe have a look at my packages, repackage my service offering, push my existing clients onto something that would put them at an ACV of $2,500, and also give them a really good ROI on what they would additionally be spending with you. And if those clients, again, another larger conversation to have is if those clients didn't want to jump across into the other package, that's totally fine. The first thing I'll be doing is, looking at how I can maybe jump out, generate some new clients that are more in line with my niche and would come in on a new package at the $2,500 minimum rate that, they would only know, not all this old stuff that we would do. And, slowly just start to replace the old clients with the new clients, and, bring my ideal way of how I want to be offering my service here into fruition, the ACV that I have. I want to kind of be, working with that. Okay, cool. So I think all in all, just main points here is do a spreadsheet up, and then set for your revenue generating role, which in this case is our digital strategist. Set how many clients you want and then what their average client value rate is, and then you should have a portfolio. Next to it, do what it actually is. Okay, so how many clients are you actually managing, or your staff members actually managing, and what each. So write out their names, right? Client, like actually write out their names here. Boom, boom, boom. And then actually put their retainers next to it, and then just do like an average calculation, and then you'll be able to find out, okay, cool, their portfolio's half of what it should be at, and the ACV average is like, if I averaged all these, man, it would probably be around $1,900, which is, $600 less than where it should be at. Okay, maybe we need to fix our packaging issues, packages, so that we can get ourselves up to the point where, we can viably manage 8, but it's also profitable because we're charging accordingly too. Okay, so I hope this is making sense, sparking ideas, so on and so forth. Okay, cool. So if we take 10,700, if I go 20,000 and then I divide 10,700, the other way around, 10,700 divided by 20,000, that's going to give me a utilization rate of 53.5%. Okay, and that's just on like portfolio. You could do it on clients too. If you did 5 divided by 8, I don't know, I keep doing that. 5 divided by 8, that's a 62.5% utilization rate on client management, and a 53.5% utilization rate on portfolio revenue management. That is literally half of what they should be hitting. Okay, so, and we've been in these positions before where we'll analyze what a DigiStrat is managing, and we'll say, shit, like their a UZ rate is like at 50% or at like 60 or 70%. They're heavily underutilized. And when you have a bigger team, okay, so you got maybe like 3 digital strategists, 4 digital strategists, when you've kind of got that larger team, and you're wondering like why your margins as the business overview is a bit low, do a UZ rate measurement and then find that like one of 3 digistrats that's lacking that you might need to increase their UZ rate on so that you bring the business's profitability back up to where it should be. Okay, so this is kind of how we always looked at it, and do a couple of things as well. Set goals. Say that okay, all leads should be generated and gone straight into Eric, our digital strategist, and we also want to make sure that we're monitoring Eric and ensuring that he's retaining these clients, because like, has he been at 8 and does he keep losing them? Considerations like that. So these are fantastic. This is a really great tool to just always be measuring, where your team's at, and make sure that when you are adding clients to your like staff, that you're not like kind of stacking up one person, another person has, I don't know, like 12 clients, okay? Because then you're also going to identify through this exercise that's key person risk. That guy's like super overwhelmed. They're probably really stressed out. And if that person was to leave, we'd be in a bit of strife, okay? So anyway, utilization rates. I would love for you to implement this into your agency. In the comments below, man, let me know if this was useful, if this is something that you've struggled with. If you've got any questions, I'll be in the comments and I'll happily respond and answer to you. And if you want me to make another video as well about like, all right, now that we know this, how do we then hire? Like, how do you then, at what point do you hire without digging into margins, and show you how to use UZ rates to do that as well, just let me know, and we can do that video also. Fantastic, guys. Thanks so much. And as always, if you ever want to help with us and my team about building your agency, just click link below, schedule in a call, and we can talk about how we can help you get to 7 figures plus within your marketing agency. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best.